back again, and this is going to be one of the last articles I'm going to be hitting. It's from Huffington Post, and the cops mistakenly tased a deaf woman. All right, and this seems pretty counterintuitive that you would just tase a deaf woman. But I see it happening. They're walking towards you, they're signing at you. You don't know what's going on, and you're like, "Stop!" And they're like, so you wind up, "Oh, stop!" I see this. However, from this article, I'm going to read some recent portions of this. This is ridiculous. This is, this is one of the worst cases I'm talking about tonight that I've seen. It's also one of the larger ones, which is why I kind of saved it up here. Huffington Post wrote that a deaf Tacoma woman called police to report an assault in her home. So clearly, probably on her. She was assaulted in her home. Called the cops, and when the cops showed up, they just they tased her. This lady, LaShawn White, says that the officers who responded to her 911 call were told repeatedly that she was deaf and could only communicate through sign language, an interpreter, and a special video equipment phone. According to the 911 transcript, a dispatcher told White to wait outside her apartment complex for two Tacoma police officers, identified as Ryan Koskovich and Michael Young. Apparently, when they showed up, they completely forgot that a deaf woman had called them. Mrs. White has been deaf since birth and has no criminal record, and was tased in the stomach and ribs for no reason, for being deaf. It's like, it'd be a damn hate crime if they tased a Mexican who couldn't speak English. It would be a hate crime. It would be like, oh well, the guy called in Spanish and clearly, he said, "Oh, I'm Mexican. I only speak Spanish. I apologize. Please send the police." And they tase this guy, and it'd be a fucking hate crime. It's ridiculous. It is complete nonsense that these cops have not been brought up on charges. However, they charged this woman with assault and obstruction charges. She didn't. It even says she didn't even make it to them. She apparently she came outside, running toward them, and they yelled "stop," and that's it. They yelled "stop" at a deaf lady. That's nonsense. Really, it is. And from the other article that I read on this, which was also on RT, and I don't believe I read this on Alex Jones. The Tacoma police told Huffington Post that this incident was under investigation, and we all know what that means. Really, under investigation. If it's not under investigation, look. For anybody who doesn't know, when it comes to like a group, an organization, and they have to investigate themselves, they don't just under investigation. Either you did something wrong and they're like, "Hey, you did something wrong." They don't just go under investigation. If they're not going to do anything anyways, there's going to be political pressure to push this forward. Just ram it forward. And then the investigation will end. That they did wrongdoing. Honestly, this is the most ridiculous shit I've seen. cops just tasing people in pajamas for tearing down their notices, people that they're having seizures. A cop tells them to stop, and they can't stop, you damn retard. Doesn't work like that. It's a fucking seizure. Alright? And then the paramedics show up and give this guy fucking antipsychotics, which don't stop seizures. Seizures aren't a psychotic episode. It's neurobiochemical. The motherfucker's brain is short-circuited. That's it. Also, it says that the according to state law, authorities conducting an investigation are required to appoint an interpreter when needed. I would say this was a needed incident. White said that she was left in jail for 60 hours without an interpreter. Look, hell, even I know, as being deployed and having detained people, that they at least have a right to somebody that you can interpret with them. It doesn't, like, you don't just hold a guy and, like, he's all talking to you. You're like, I don't know what you're fucking saying. No, there's an interpreter there. Wait, you can't do that stateside? You can't do that in a Tacoma fucking Washington jail cell? You don't have to put the interpreter in the same box with him. You just keep him outside the cage. It just seems like broad, not even broad, distinct negligence on their part. And these, excuse me, these situations seem to be popping up. And I've seen them on the news, and I've been reading more and more about them just over and over again, that it's not, I don't think it's that police don't care. I think it's more that they've been trained that, and this is why they exude that fear on the everyday person, is they've been trained to dislike regular society. They've been trained to think that everyone's an enemy of the state for some reason, or they're, all what's his fruff from Law and Order SVU, Elliot, forget the actor's name. I don't know. I think it was Casey Jones in Ninja Turtles or some shit. And that's the new layout for police, is kick ass and take some names and throw motherfuckers in jail. And that's not the way law enforcement works. And people have the same view of the people in the military sometimes. No matter if you're a cook or a fueler or infantryman or ranger, well, maybe a little different for a ranger, but they, regular society thinks that we just roll around and soft top Humvees fucking shit up constantly. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. And half the time, you fucking damn near pissing yourself because you're like, this is going to get us fucking killed. So, there's no reason for cops to be rolling around in fucking full riot gear. You don't need fucking body armor. Yeah, it's going to keep you alive if somebody shoots at you. Honestly, the statistics don't warrant regular traffic cop wearing body armor. They don't. It just doesn't happen like that. I mean, the statistics just don't support it. I want to say it's like 95% of all police officers haven't been shot at. Really? 95%. However, they need a K-Pot, plate carrier, fucking P-Mags, M4, fucking... They don't need that shit. Because they're not a standing army. They don't need fucking combat weapons and gear to police the streets. Maybe Detroit, but, I mean, that's what they got RoboCop for, right? Think about it.